This is the feedback of the listening part of the exam. What went well was that you showed me you revised key vocabulary like animals and pets, numbers, the months of the year in order to answer about birthdays, and you also understood quite well physical descriptions. You did about the performance in activities with multiple choice questions, and that was really good, that it helps you, and therefore you performed quite well in the listenings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So even better if you read the questions and the answers carefully. There were some mistakes for not answering appropriately, especially with open answers. So what type of information are they asking for? Do you have to give just one answer, or the answer is made by two parts? Are they asking me for a time phrase, for a person? And if you have answers, like in multiple choice question, what information from those answers is going to help you? So you can always look for keywords in Spanish in the answers, and when you're listening, you are trying to listen for one of those words. Also, take notes before you listen. So try to, as I said, look for keywords, for cognates, and take your notes in Spanish. So when you're listening in Spanish, you are always aware of those words. If there is an example, follow the format of the example to give your answer. And you know that you always listen every recording twice. So listen the first time and take notes of what you understood. So don't answer just yet, and only answer after the second listening. So you're assured that your choice is what you really want to answer. And finally, when you have open answers, never leave blanks. Because if you leave the answer in blank, for sure you have 0 marks. But if you try to reply something, to answer something, you may have it right. This question is part of the listening 3 about where you live, ¿Dónde vives? So let's start from the beginning by reading the question. ¿Dónde vives? Listen to Lucia talking about where she lives. Choose the right letter each time. So now, what are they asking for? She lives, and what they're asking for is a place. And we have 3 choices. So I'm going to make notes about the words I'm familiar with. For example, by the coast. So coast is costa in Spanish. Or in the mountains. Mountains is montañas. Or in the city center. So city is ciudad and center is centro. So when I am listening, I'm going to be focusing in listening one of those words. So as it says exercise point 1, it means that we are in the first statement of the listening. So let's start with it. It says, hola a todos. Hello everyone. Me llamo Lucía y os voy a hablar de dónde vivo. My name is Lucia and I'm going to talk to you about where I live. So I still haven't listened to the piece of information I'm looking for. So let's carry on. Vivo en un pueblo en las montañas. And this is already telling me the answer. It says, I live in a town, un pueblo. So I can eliminate a choice, which is in the city center. So she doesn't live in the city, she lives in a town. And now it could be in a town in the coast, but it says en las montañas. So that eliminates also by the coast and gives me the answer that it is en las montañas. However, if I keep listening, generally I may have another clue that is going to reinforce my answer. It says, me encanta la naturaleza. I love nature. Y me encanta ir de paseo con mi padre por las montañas. And I love walking with my father in the mountains. So again, here we have montañas a second time, which reinforces that the right choice is in the mountains. This question is part of the listening 4 about sports, los deportes. So let's read the question. It says, how often does Jose's brother train? So how often? What are they asking us for? They are asking us for a time phrase. So we have three choices, every Tuesday plus weekends. So I know Tuesday is martes and weekends is fines de semana. 4 times a week es 4 veces a la semana. And every weekend, maybe you don't know every, but you know the weekend. So the weekend is el fin de semana. But also el fin de semana is made by 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, sábado y domingo. So if we go to the transcript, to the line where they mention this information, it says, me gusta ver a mi hermano jugar al fútbol. I like watching my brother to play football. Juega los sábados y los domingos. He plays on Saturdays and Sundays. So here I already know that it's not saying anything about 4 or times a week, so I can eliminate option B. It mentions weekends, so we still have 2 answers, but they don't mention anything about martes. They don't mention Tuesdays, so definitely I'm only going to stick with option C, which is every weekend, and I know weekends is made by Saturdays and Sundays, los sábados y los domingos. So therefore, option B was the right choice. This is the instruction for listening 5 and led to many confusions about how to answer the question. So I want you to have a go reading carefully the instruction and thinking about what are the 2 pieces of information they are asking you for. In which language do you have to answer? How do you state that an opinion is positive or negative? And is there an example? So pause the video, think about these questions. So the 2 pieces of information they're asking for are the subject mentioned and their opinion of the teacher. And you have it here, the subject mentioned and the opinion of the teacher. So they're asking you for 2 things. In which language do you have to answer? In English, as well in the instruction. How do you state that an opinion is positive or negative? So you use P for positive and N for negative, and it is here. And is there an example? Yes, there is an example, and you should look at it. So this is the way you answer the question. You give the subject in English, and then if the opinion is positive or negative. So in this case, it's negative because it says la profesora de ciencias es muy estricta. The science teacher is very strict. So at the end of this lesson, you're going to repeat this exercise again. And I want to see that you're giving me those 2 pieces of information and that you're not leaving the answers in blank. Now you're going to practice to get familiar with the content of this listening and being successful at the end.